The northern rain had followed me. The agent left at 3:30. One silver key lay in my palm, one box beneath the fire alarm. The rooms were smaller than the plan. The windows faced the railway span. I turned the lock from side to side and heard the building breathe inside. One name was printed by the bell, the letters caught the light. I placed the key beside the sink, then lifted it once more. The brass plate held the afternoon. My name was on the door. My name is on the door. The letters catch the light. I turn the key, the room responds and holds me for the night. I opened every cupboard door, fresh wood and dust across the floor. A yellow curtain, boxed and new, waited for the northern view. I sat beside the bare white wall, with supper balanced on the box. A child ran laughing overhead. The evening moved between the clocks. The sunset crossed the wooden floor and warmed my open hand. The pipes began their evening knock. A neighbor crossed the stair. My footsteps traveled through the rooms and settled everywhere. My name is on the door. My footsteps fill the hall. The empty rooms begin to learn the way my evenings fall. I wrote my number on the box, then crossed the old one through. The ink looked dark against the card. The northern town looked new. I hung the curtain by the glass. One corner slipped below. I climbed back down and left it there to move when night winds blow. first box stayed beside the sink. My winter coat lay on the bed. At 10 the radiator coughed, and every metal pipe went dead. I stood beneath the kitchen clock and watched my breath disturb the glass. My thumb opened our oldest thread. I closed it before the screen went black. The building number curled with age. I copied it onto a page. The pipes knocked once behind the wall. A coin-sized valve refused to turn. I wrapped it in a kitchen cloth and waited for the heat to stir. My phone lay quiet by the cup, your picture sleeping underneath. The radiator held its cold. I kept my coat around my knees. The night supervisor answered late, with traffic murmuring behind. He said, the brass one to the left, not all the way, just half a line. I found a spoon inside a box and used its handle for the grip. The valve gave way beneath my hand. A rush moved slowly through the pipes. The window cleared along one edge. Water trembled in the kettle. The pipes knocked twice behind the wall. Then warmth moved underneath the paint. I set my coat across the chair and watched the window lose its haze. The phone stayed dark beside the cup. No message crossed the northern night. The radiator started breathing before the kettle reached its cry. You would have known the proper tool and laughed at what I used instead. You would have checked each narrow pipe, then left your gloves across the bed. I heard that version of the night as clearly as the traffic below, then folded both my sleeves above and turned the valve one fraction more. The pipes kept time behind the wall. The frost withdrew from every pane. I carried one box from the sink and opened it beside the bed. The phone stayed where I left it still. The old thread closed beneath the screen. At dawn I woke without my coat. The room was warm enough to breathe. The radiator clicked at 6. I turned once, then went back to sleep. Badge waited by the clock. My coat was hanging by the lock. The 7 train began the route before the winter sun came out. I used to plan around your hours, your late returns, your morning showers. This timetable belonged to me. One printed page, one empty seat. I left before the doubt could rise and reach the street at 6. The station board changed twice above. My carriage moved to 5. I crossed beneath the hanging clock and felt the platform come alive. Tomorrow waits for me beyond the platform sign. The train pulls north through morning rain. The waiting time is mine. I called my mother from the stairs. She heard the shaking in my words. I said, I'm frightened, not unsure. She laughed and said, that sounds like you. The carriage warmed along the line. The river flashed beneath the pines. I held the badge against my coat and read my name beneath the logo. The train moved past the final bridge. The town began to rise. The door slid open at the square. Cold air moved through the frame. I stepped onto the platform stone and followed my own name. Tomorrow waits for me beyond the station rain. I hold the morning in my hands and walk toward the change. The office window faced the tracks. My desk was near the glass. At 7:10 another train went silver as it passed. I placed the photograph of home inside the lower drawer, then opened up the empty file and started something more. Tomorrow waits for me. The signal changes green. The doors slide wide. The city moves through everything unseen. Tomorrow waits for me. The rails begin to shine. The train is moving through the dawn. The next direction's mine. The train is moving, and so am I. The train is moving, and so am I. Ooh. I placed the badge beside the clock. Open the morning file. The first train crosses my window. packet reached my chair, with coffee rings on page 14. A column leaned beneath the rest, too small for anyone to see. The meeting moved from week to week. A cursor traveled down the screen. I checked the figure once again, then drew a narrow line in blue. My pen stayed lifted from the page. I waded through another name. The next slide opened on the wall. I said, go back, the total's wrong. The cursor stopped, the room went still. Someone enlarged the missing line. The line they almost missed lay folded under page 14. I turned the packet toward the light and showed them what the figures hid. The line they almost missed ran blue beneath my resting hand. A chair moved closer to the screen. The meeting started there again. The revised pages came at noon, with 3 new columns marked in red. A woman from the window side set down her cup and checked my notes. She asked who found the broken sum. The manager looked across at me. I raised the pen still in my hand and watched her right beside the change. At lunch I carried both reports past glass that held the northern rain. I nearly reached to send the news to someone who once knew each fear. Instead I placed the papers down and ate while office bells rang clear. The line they almost missed now crossed the center of the plan. My blue mark traveled desk to desk, with questions written close beside it. The line they almost missed returned the schedule by a week. Someone asked me to check the rest before the afternoon could leave. Oh. At home I opened page 14 and found the place my hand had pressed. A faint blue crescent stained the edge from where the pen had nearly slipped. No speech remained inside the room, no grand reply, no lifted glass, only the figures holding true and my coat drying by the lamp. It stayed beneath my arm until the city lights came on. the bread at 9:10. White market flowers tied with twine. I chose one piece of river fish, one pair beside the market dish. At home I set the narrow table, one plate beneath the window cable. The second chair went by the wall, the yellow curtain warmed it all. I opened up the northern blind and let the rooftops through. The pan grew warm, the butter turned, the radio played low. The onions caught along the rim. I laughed and started slow. A Sunday table for one, the sunlight on the gray. I pour the tea, I cut the bread, and hear the church bells ring. Wore the shirt with pain along, the sleeve I once had thought looked wrong. I ate the pear above the sink, then carried out my book and drink. A neighbor stopped beside the stair with market flowers and 2 pears. She asked my name, then climbed above. The afternoon grew warm and soft. Quiet opened through the room and loosened through my chest. I washed one plate beneath the tap and stood it by the glass. The single cup caught afternoon while distant bicycles pass. A Sunday table for one, the flowers face the sun. I finish every bite I made and let the day move on. At 4 I read beside the stairs. The neighbor passed with folded chairs. She held one pair above her bag and waved before she crossed the landing. The ordinary owl moved through the wall, the book, the northern view. I folded down the page at 6 and marked the line I meant to finish. Rinse the cup, the curtain moves above the sink. placed it under yesterday's mail, and read it every time I passed. At 5 I washed a single plate. At 6 I changed my blouse twice. At 6:15 I dimmed the lamp. At 6:20 I turned it bright. A chair scraped somewhere down the hall. Someone left behind the wall. At the first table I joined, a bowl went round from hand to hand. Someone saved the end piece for me before they knew which bread I liked. At the first table I joined, I kept my coat across my knees. The window clouded over slowly. I stayed beyond the evening tea. Mrs. Carter spoke of trains. The nurse upstairs complained of rain. A child drew houses on a card and gave mine 7 yellow stars. They asked which street I walked to work, which shop sold fruit beyond the square. I told them how the heating failed and where I found the stubborn valve. No one lowered down their voice when my answer took too long. At the first table I joined, the plates grew cold before we knew. I passed the salt across the cloth and learned 3 faces by their stories. At the first table I joined, no photograph stood by my glass. The chair beside me changed its owner whenever someone left and came back. Our Sunday table had a mark your elbow wore into the wood. You always reached across for salt before I noticed that you would. The memory sat down for a while, then loosened when the plates were cleared. A different hand passed me the bowl. I took it without looking back. At the first table I joined, I folded sleeves above my hands. I helped them carry cups inside and wiped a red ring from the cloth. At the first table I joined, the hallway clock moved past 11. I crossed back home with borrowed cake and voices following through the wall. The folded note stayed by the phone, a little stained with Sunday wine. for lunch beside the square. 3 friends, 4 cups, 1 empty chair. The waiter brought the wrong red wine. We laughed and sent it back in time. Then someone said you changed your job and moved beyond the riverside. Your name arrived between 2 jokes, then settled near the window light. My fingers tightened on the glass, then slowly let it go. The room continued through your name. The waiter crossed the floor. My friend kept talking of the rain and spring beyond the door. When I heard your name, my breath slipped out of time, then found the rhythm of the room and settled back in mine. They said you look much better now. The river air had changed you somehow. I asked no question after that and broke the bread beneath my hand. The talk moved on to leaking roofs, a wedding dress and dancing shoes. Your name remained beneath my ribs. The afternoon remained in view. The coffee cooled, the plates were cleared, the sunlight crossed the floor. I stood to leave at 20 past and buttoned up my coat. I crossed 3 blocks beneath the trees and bought a lamp in blue. When I heard your name, the old ache crossed my chest. It entered like a passing train, then traveled toward the west. At home I set the lamp beside the oak desk near the window light. Its blue glass held the evening room and turned the wall a softer hue. I opened up the page I'd left before the lunch, before your name. The sentence waited where it was. I found the line and wrote again. When I heard your name, the years crossed through the room. They touched the glass, they reached my hand, then traveled out of view. When I heard your name, the evening stayed my own. I lit the lamp, I found the page and finished what I wrote. Your name crossed the room. I finished the day. Your name crossed the room. I switched the blue lamp on, find the unfinished sentence, and complete the page. Your name was on the same card, and I still said yes. On Friday, cream paper bound with silver thread, 2 names beneath an autumn date, 1 church beside the river gate. I checked the train and hotel room, the dinner hall, the garden bloom, then saw your name beneath the line, confirmed in narrow letters blue. I placed the card beside the sink and left it there till night. I could have written one excuse, a fever or a flight. Instead I found the black silk dress and booked the room. Your name and mine beneath one roof, 2 lives beyond the wall. The church was bright that afternoon, white flowers climbed the wooden room. I signed the book beside the door, then heard your laugh across the floor. You wore the navy suit from Rome, the one I called too dark at home. You turned before I found my chair, and both of us stood waiting there. You lifted one uncertain hand, I answered with my own. The bride came through the open doors, the whole room rose as one. We faced the front, 2 rows apart, and watched the vows begin. The same invitation, 2 chairs across the aisle. You looked ahead, I held my breath, then gave the bride my At dinner we were seated far, 1 candle stood between the bars. I looked across and found your eyes, then held the silver stem beside me. The band began a slower song, the bride removed her shoes before long. You crossed the room at 10:30 and asked me how my life had been. I said I am, and meant enough. You said you look the same, then stopped and changed the final word. You look well, you said again. The old instinct moved inside to ask which room was yours that night. I held the glass, I heard the song, and let the moment travel on. the garden wall. Same room, secret doors. I sign the guest book, close the silver pen. The garden door opens into rain. White roses leaned along the stairs. Rain darkened every guest's coat. A woman checked my invitation, then pointed toward the ballroom doors. The seating plan stood near the lift, gold letters under sheets of glass. My finger moved across the rows and stopped before it reached my own. Your name was printed under 9. Mine waited by the window at 3. A waiter carried glasses through the bride laughed somewhere out of sight. I pressed one corner of my card and heard the outer door swing wide. Your name on the seating plan, table 9 beneath the stairs. Mine at 3 beside the window, 2 small cards on separate chairs. Your name on the seating plan, stayed level underneath the glass. I held my place between 2 fingers and heard your coat move softly past. I knew the careful way you paused before you entered crowded rooms. Your hair was shorter than before, gray showing lightly at the side. You spoke to someone near the flowers, then turned as though you felt my eyes. The space between us held one breath before we offered quiet smiles. You touched 2 fingers to your glass. I lifted mine, then let it rest. The band began the bride's first song. A chair was pulled beside my own. Someone asked how far I traveled. I answered north, about 3 hours. Your name on the seating plan became your face across the room. You laughed once near the wedding cake. I watched the candles catch your sleep. Your name on the seating plan no longer needed me to move. The bride reached out to take my hand and drew me toward the photographs. Once every envelope arrived, with both our names above one line. Once every host assumed one chair, would always wait beside the other. Tonight the cards stayed where they were. The ink did not correct the past. You crossed behind the table flowers. I stayed while someone filled my glass. Watch the staff remove the glass, then found you waiting in the rain. The lobby clock moved after 12. We stood beneath the hotel eaves. Notes from the old car radio. The speeches ended after 9. The waiters cleared the narrow aisle. Someone dimmed the chandelier. The bride returned without her veil. Then from the speakers near the wall, 4 guitar notes entered the room. Your glass stopped halfway to your mouth. My fingers tightened on the stem. A couple turned beneath the lights. Neither of us moved our eyes. The verse arrived exactly where the motorway once met the sea. You faced the rain beyond the glass. I watched the dancers circle me. The song we both pretended not to know moved slowly underneath the room. You held your glass beside the window. I counted flowers on the clock. The song we both pretended not to know reached the chorus we once sang wrong. Someone laughed behind my shoulder. Neither of us looked across. Gray Brighton water filled my mind. The petrol stop at 5:30. You missed the turn beside the pier. I laughed until my ribs went sore. Perhaps you heard a colder day. The hotel bill, the words I used, the same 4 notes could carry both, and never settle which was true. Your thumb moved once against the glass. The second chorus traveled past. chair. The room came back in plates and light. The drummer counted toward the ending. You lowered your glass before the last The four-note line dissolved in noise. The next song needed no disguise. The dinner thinned past 10:30. The candles leaned above the stem. You moved beside the empty chair and asked if I remembered Brighton. You said the rain began at noon. I said it filled the rented room. You kept the pier beneath the sun. I kept the station when we'd run. The same old trip returned to us in two familiar ways. You held your version in your hands, I held the road in mine. We spoke across the candle flame and left the dates behind. We remembered Brighton differently. The pier, the rain, the room. You kept the sea beyond the glass. I kept the station gloom. You said I laughed beside the shore. I thought I cried behind the door. You placed the photograph in June. I placed it nearer autumn's moon. You left your phone inside your coat. I offered neither date nor note. The story lived in separate frames and carried two familiar names. We sat beneath the wedding lights and let the difference stay. The years had changed the way we spoke. The memory kept its line. We let two versions share the table without reducing mine. We remembered Brighton differently. The weather and the train. Your version carried what you knew. Mine carried station rain. You said I kept the room key still. I said I while every detail stayed untamed. Beneath the rain, your memory held the coastal road, mine held the missed last train. We remembered Brighton differently, then raised our glasses high. Two versions traveled from one room, and neither had to die. You lift your glass toward the bride, I raise mine from the table. The band begins another song. You stood beneath the hotel awning, one hand held deep inside your coat. The rain ran softly down the gutter, streetlights traveled on the road. You asked me how the new job felt. I asked about your mother's knee. You said she walks each morning now, then asked if I still lived in Leeds. We spoke in facts and little things, and meant more than we said. A silver line above your ear. I felt one older gesture rise, and held my hands beside me. You looked well, the years were in your face. You stood beneath home inside your place. You said you learned to cook at last. The soup still always needed salt. I told you of the northern desk, the curtain moving near the glass. You said that life appears to fit. I answered more than I had thought. The doorman dimmed the garden lamps. A taxi waited by the walk. The moment reached its natural end. The driver checked the street. You said, I'm glad you came tonight. I answered, so am I. The words were simple in the rain. had changed before. Once they had sounded like an ending, small enough to break. Tonight they sounded like two hands releasing what they held. The life you made beyond our rooms had settled in your name. Oh, you looked well. I watched the taxi turn. The love remained in what we knew. The streetlights traveled on. The taxi turns beyond the bridge. I button up my coat. The station clock appears ahead. Goodbye, open space. I filled it with my life. Goodbye, return my Thursday nights, the rusted strings beneath the lights. A friend who said you took your time, then saved a Sunday hour for mine. It brought me north through winter rain, a morning desk beside the train, the nerve to sign my name alone and build a rhythm of my own. The cost remained beside the gain. I carried both inside. The leaving cut through every room and open one beyond. the meeting wall, 3/4 running left to right. A total weighted at the bottom, too clean beneath the missing cost. The speaker moved to closing dates. A hand reached out to end the slide. I checked the column one more time, then placed my pencil on the table. Go back, I said before the vote. The 6th line isn't in the total. The number wouldn't add up, though every face had turned ahead. I circled one blank cell in red and asked them where the cost had gone. The number wouldn't add up. The cursor traveled back one page. Someone leaned closer to the screen. Someone uncapped another pen. The room stayed quiet while they checked. The heating clicked above our heads. A senior partner crossed his arms, then read the figure twice aloud. The missing cost appeared at last, buried beneath the copied row. The vote was moved to Friday noon. The closing slide remained unopened. My coffee cooled beside my notes. No one told me to withdraw it. The number wouldn't add up. Now 3 more figures stood beside it. The schedule shifted on the wall. A date moved back from June to May. The number wouldn't add up. The room began to ask new things. A woman near the window turned and slid her marked up page to me. There were evenings at our table when I changed a word to stop the air. I watched your jaw become a line and said, "It's nothing, leave it there." Today the sentence left my mouth and stayed exactly where it fell. No plate went cold, no light went out. The meeting simply carried on. Came late. I closed the screen, collected my notes, and caught the train at 8:30. One red pencil crossed my desk, worn flat against the 6th line mark. At 7, carrying books. The box had split beside the hooks. You lived 2 floors above my room and asked if I had tape or glue. We knelt beside the hallway wall. I cut the tape, you held it taut. You said the lift failed every Friday. I said the stairs had taught me patience. You asked my name, I gave it once. The sound belonged to me. You stayed to drink one cup of tea, then rose before it cooled. You carried up the mended box. The hallway settled blue. Someone new stood at my door, with books against his side. I gave my name the way it sounds, and let the evening widen. A week went by, we met downstairs. The lift stopped twice between the floors. You asked about the cafe near the market and the station square. We went on Sunday after 3. You spoke about your family. I spoke about the northern work, and changed the subject near the church. You followed where the subject moved, and waited when it changed. A second chair beside the glass could hold another view. The first life kept its place in me. The evening carried two. Someone new sat by the glass and listened through the rain. I spoke in every natural word, and heard my voice remain. You walked me home through evening mist, then stopped beneath the hallway light. You said I'd like to meet again. I said I think I might. The building door moved in my head. The lift began to climb. I felt the pulse beneath my wrist, and gave the moment time. I left the future unannounced. The cafe time was all. One simple Sunday after 3. One note beside the wall. Someone new stood at my door, and waited for my choice. I answered in my natural words, and recognized my voice. Someone new may enter here, or take another street. The future opens one small hour. Each time two people meet, I write the cafe time, set the note beside the key. The hallway lamp stays warm. rain shining lightly on your coat. The label named Apartment 6. You laughed and checked the number twice. We spoke beneath the hallway lamp about the lift and frozen pipes. You held the box against one hip and glanced toward the kettle's sound. My hand stayed resting on the frame. You waited where your shoes remain. I said, not yet. You set the parcel by my feet. You stepped away from the threshold and asked if Tuesday still meant tea. I said, not yet. You nodded once and pulled your coat. The lift arrived with one low bell. Nothing in the hallway broke. The following week at the shop, you stood behind me with 2 pairs. You asked if heat had reached the bedroom. I asked if yours had failed as well. We walked together to the square, past buses breathing at the curb. At my street you stopped before me and said goodnight without a pause. No question followed after that. No hand appeared against my back. I said, not yet. You left the answer where it stood. You did not turn it into distance. You did not dress it up as hurt. I said, not yet. The rain ran silver from the sign. You crossed the road when lights turned green. I watched until the bus went by. 2 weeks later by the bakery, you asked if coffee might be easier. I looked through steam across the glass at one small table near the door. I said, Thursday, 8:30, but meet me there, not at my place. You smiled and wrote it on your sleeve and checked the time before you left. Beneath the bakery clock, with rain drying on our shoulders, I said, not yet. The word remained exactly true. Coffee cooled between our hands. No one hurried what came next. At 9 we walked to separate streets. You did not ask to follow me. Spring found me near the market square. Your name moved briefly through the air. I walked 3 blocks beneath the trees and bought the blue lamp near the street. Summer filled the northern glass. Warm trains beneath my window passed. I slept with every curtain wide and watched watch the long light cross the sky. The sunlight touched the same old scar and traveled through the room. I once believed a beautiful day belonged to what we knew. Then every season entered here and gave the light a different hue. The seasons without you still opened into gold. The gardens rose, the rivers moved, the evening air grew cold. Autumn brought the wedding card, silver thread and navy dark. I saw your face beneath the lights, then left through rain into the night. Winter crossed the river, stone white weather filled the northern road. I wore the coat you used to like, then gave it to a friend that night. The fabric left, the season stayed, the snow moved past the pane. You said the snow began before I place it after lunch. The date remains unsettled still. The white street carries both the seasons without you. Each carried joy and ache. The summer held the wider sky, the winter held the lake. One evening snow began at 5 and covered every car outside. I stood beside the kitchen glass and watched the traffic disappear. The memory crossed without our claim. Two times still held the falling snow. I made the soup, turned down the flame, and watched the white street glow. The seasons without you were mine to travel through. The gardens rose, the leaves came down, the winter window clear. The seasons without you, let every year stay true. The love belonged to what we lived, the sunlight entered too. The years could both be true. The season still came through. I lower the soup to simmer, clear one circle from the glass. The snow keeps falling beyond it. Mrs. Carter brought red wine. Someone taped the cards above the sink. Coats collected on the bed. The kitchen filled with borrowed chairs. At 9 I carried out the cake. At 9:03 I checked the clock. My eyes moved once toward the hall. I could not say who should have called. At 9:03 I checked the clock. The old hour crossed beneath my skin. Before I knew what I was waiting for, Claire came laughing with the candles. At 9:03 the song began. Someone struck the wrong first chord. I looked away from the silent phone and held the match against the wick. We ate with forks from different sets. Red icing stained the kitchen cloth. The nurse upstairs removed her shoes and danced between the stacked up boxes. At 10 the snow began to fall across the roofs and parked up cars. Someone asked what changed this year. I said the view and nearly everything. The answer hung above the wine. Then Claire raised hers and changed the song. At 9:03 I checked the clock. By 9:04 the room had moved. A paper crown slid down my hair. The candles leaned beneath the heat. At 9:03 I thought of you, not where you were or who was near. Only one birthday from before. Then someone pulled me to the floor. There were years you chose the table and found the flowers I pretended not to want. You always cut the first slice badly. I always saved the corner piece. Those evenings stayed exactly where the photographs had left them bright. Tonight no chair required your coat. No song waited for your key. At 9:03 I checked the clock. At midnight no one noticed time. Claire slept beneath the window throw. 3 glasses waited by the sink. At 9:03 the past came close and loosened while the candles burned. I opened one more crooked card and left the phone face down till morning. The card stayed taped above the sink. One corner falling while I slept. I wrote your name, then turned the page. started with "I hope you're well," then crossed the words beneath the bell. They sounded like the hotel rain, the taxi turning down the lane. I wrote "I'm sorry for the nights I vanished from the kitchen lights," then stopped before the reason came, because we still recall it differently. The paper held two separate truths and carried both in ink. I thanked you for the Brighton road, the kitchen keys, the winter coat. I thanked you for the morning tea, then let one tear fall quietly. The letter I never sent said love had filled the rooms. It shaped the years, it shaped my hands, then reached the space it could. I wrote about the angry cafe, the words you could not take away. I wrote about my sharper line and how I meant it at the time. I wrote that both our memories still keep their own geography. The snow, the train, the Brighton rain still travel through two separate frames. I filled 4 pages after midnight, then read the first again. The pages asked for one clear and a place beside my bed. I folded every sheet in 4 and heard the words grow still. The letter I never sent held gratitude and blame. It carried every word I owed, then rested in my name. At 3 I found an envelope and wrote you for the home below. Then knew the flight had changed its hands, the ink had nowhere left to go. I could have asked a mutual friend or searched until I found the end. Instead I folded every page and placed them in my cedar case. The written words had reached their place, my hands had carried every weight. I closed the lid, I kept the key. The final reader would be me. The letter I never sent had reached the only room where every word could finish whole and settle into truth. The letter I never sent remains beneath the key. I wrote the love, I wrote the hurt, and kept the page with me. I placed the letter in the cedar case, turned the small brass key, and set it beside the lamp. The renewal form arrived in blue, folded beneath the grocery bills. 12 more months, the rent increased, the date printed near the bottom. The pages from the night before lay sealed beside the window lamp. I moved them underneath the book and read the narrow figures twice. The radiator clicked behind me, bus turns slowly through the rain. Another year at this address, the form lay open on the table. I wrote the date beside the line and paused above the final space. Another year at this address, the winter pressed against the glass. I signed beneath the landlord's mark, then left the ink to settle dark. On Monday morning after work, I carried it toward the office. The corner bakery raised its blinds. The florist swept the pavement clean. The clerk checked every numbered box, then stamped the copy for my files. She said, "You know the lift still sticks." I said, "I take the stairs most days." The paper warmed beneath my arm. The city buses fill the square. Another year at this address, the stamp page waited in my bag. I bought 2 hooks for winter coats and paint to cover one gray wall. Another year at this address, the shopkeeper wrapped the brushes twice. I took the long way back through town, while evening opened every light. The first night here the heat went out. The boxes stood above my knees. Now one small scratch beside the stove showed where the birthday table leaned. A second cup lived on the shelf for Claire or anyone who came. The hallway lamp still flickered once. The lift still stopped below my floor. Another year at this address, the blue foam rested in the drawer. I rolled fresh paint across the wall until the old gray disappeared. Another year at this address, spring rain moved lightly through the street. I opened both the kitchen windows and heard the morning trains below. The new wall dried through afternoon. My coat stayed hanging by the stairs. Home used to mean your shoes below the narrow shelf, the hallway glow, your coat across the kitchen chair, your breathing moving through the air. It meant the cup beside the sink, the hallway lamp, the missing rinse. For years the word had carried you inside the rooms we traveled through. true. The word had worn your shape so long, I heard you in its sound. Now morning crosses yellow cloth and settles on the floor. I make the coffee, read one page, then open my own door. What home means now is where my voice stays whole, a room that carries every note and answers when I call. One evening rain began outside. The hallway lamp went dark at 5. I found the fuse beneath the stair and brought a torch and folding chair. I turned the switch, the light came through. The neighbors laughed below the roof. I closed the metal box at last, then went inside and read till late. The yellow curtain moved above, the book inside my hand. The hallway glowed beyond the door. The kettle reached its song. I crossed the room, reduced the flame, and carried read on. What home means now is every act I choose, the light I mend, the page I read, the room I daily use. A knock arrived at 9:30, the neighbor from the floor above. She thanked me for the hallway light and brought a pair inside a glove. We stood beside the open door and spoke about the morning frost. Then she went home, I closed the latch and found the paragraph I'd lost. What home means now is where my name stays clear, a place that holds my natural size and keeps my whole voice near. What home means now is a light across the room, the life I practice every day, the place where I stay home. I close the book at midnight, walk beneath the yellow curtain, and leave the lamp beside the bed. You wait beside a river now, in rooms I've never walked around. I wake above the market road, where yellow curtains catch the gold. You call your mother after lunch. I take the northern train at 1. 2 ordinary lives begin beneath 2 different skies again. windows open miles apart. Two mornings interclean. We loved beneath one hallway light. We left beneath it too. The years still travel through our hands and shape the work we do. Some stories finish side by side. Some finish moving on. The love can live in what we learn when shared rooms are gone. Beside the sea, I keep the station rain. You say the snow began at dawn. I place it after lunch again. The photograph holds separate views. The frame keeps both in sight. The memories divide the past. The love outlives the night. One journey carries two old roads, and neither disappears. I heard your name in finished word. You saw me at the wedding. We spoke beneath the same soft rain and chose two separate endings. Some stories finish side by side. Some finish through release. Two people carry what was real and give each other peace. I once called our breakup destiny, a word that made the ending clear. I thought a name could close the call and settle every year. Now I can leave the question open. The reasons still divide. Your memory keeps one turning road, and mine another side. Some stories finish side by side. Some finish moving on. One ending carries both the love and every life beyond. You live inside the things I learned. I live beyond your rooms. The woman here, the man you are, wake underneath two moons. Some stories finish side by side. Some finish moving on. The love was real, the years remain. The shared address is gone. Some stories finish side by side. Some open separate doors. You carry what became your life. I carry what became mine. Some stories finish moving on. Two mornings, one first light. Two distant windows opening across the same new sky. turn off the kitchen light. You open a distant blind. Two mornings enter at the same